everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of 2 games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Seahawks going up against the Rams. Now, for the first time since December 24th, 1994, it's time for a Los Angeles Rams home game. And here to call it are our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we haven't had NFL football in this city for 22 years, but football is back here in Los Angeles. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, visitors, the Seahawks. 2 clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the league, and that's Tyrod Taylor.
7-6 as a first-time starter in 2015. He did a really nice job taking care of the football. 20 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Here's Taylor. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. The defense here for the Rams.
Nick Fairley's a former #1 draft pick that when you get the best of him, you get elite play at the defensive tackle position.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
They go play action with Taylor. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Tyrone Crawford in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. So on 4th down, here's Jake Shum to punt it away. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks, and I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
They run with a rookie. Here's Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Ready? You waiting?
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from. A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now Breeze on third down. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And out now come the Seahawks. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play never got off the ground because of the defensive front. They owned the offensive line, which allowed the linebackers to see their openings and run straight to the ball. That's why that play just never had a chance.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. Screen pass to Blunt. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. 3rd down now following the completed pass.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their weight in gold.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Jacob Shum now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. All right, this is a guy that needs no introduction to the league. He has been around quite a while.
And it's good that they have him because when he looks around his huddle, he may not have guys with the same experience he has. Maybe some of the youngsters, and his veteran leadership should help them along the way.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, and they've got it here with a first down. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Second down following the incompletion.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Breeze now. Floating one, incomplete. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. On third and long, it's Breeze. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Third and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
It's taken to the 26. Look at the dance and the juke. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out they punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Lee's got it over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Let's go!
On second down, here's Taylor. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyrone Crawford in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Second down now after the incompletion. out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, not a huge gain there as we head towards the 2-minute warning. It'll be interesting to me to see what they decide to do after the timeout.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Larry Ridley for highlights and analysis of our first half of play. Not too many highlights yet, at least in terms of scoring plays, that is.
Yeah, but hang in there. We might get something these last 2 minutes.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Taken at the 37. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Green Beckham has it over the middle. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Nick Fairley in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Let's go! Trans 38! Trans 38!
On 3rd down, Taylor. And this one is incomplete. Dontrell Inman, the intended target. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Just 1 yard to go here on 2nd down. Here's Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Offense just a yard away from the line they need to gain. 3rd down. They go to Elliott again. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
Breeze now on 1st down. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report Let's take a look back at the first half. Defense has been the name of the game. It's not often you see a matchup where both sides can't find a way to get on the scoreboard. We'll have to see if the offense picks up in the second half. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Third down from the 32. Collins has got the sack here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Seahawks have it at the 42. Crawford's got the sack here. This ends up as a loss of 12. Now to late in the first half. They're going to come away with another sack. This will go as a loss of 10. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. No points in this one yet, but we'll hand it back over to a man who's always on point. That's Brandon Gott.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defenses,
under pressure, they got him again. Robert Ayers in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Taking it about the 16.
Illegal block on the ball. Return team.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
Now Blunt, a beautiful fake. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They've been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Caught left side, Bennett. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and just like that, it's third down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Almost like they're speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Mark Barron in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, is our focus here in this player spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll run again with Blunt. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. So these two teams will take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium as we're through 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down, Elliott fighting through. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown LA. Ezekiel Elliott, 77 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last drive, 3-and-out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3-and-out on the last possession, they told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now a carry for Blunt. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. LeGarrette Blunt, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
The play clock's running down. Breeze now to throw. And caught by Curley. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for L.A.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, Taylor. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Here we go. Red 38.
Now a first carry here for Shane Vereen. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Returnable here from the 38. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Now Breeze. Going right side, he has Witten. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd down now after the pass completion. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw is Breeze. Curley's got it complete. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. They come out here in the eye. Back to throw, Breeze. Deep drop. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he gets it down to the 32. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Breeze to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He got 29 yards that time. And now a first down following that long gain.
It's always interesting to watch a player fight his own instincts, because when you're a ball carrier, you're taught to fight for every inch, every yard. But in this situation, the smart play was to get out of bounds, and that's exactly what he did.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
And, you know, winning is good for all the obvious reasons. But if for nothing else, it makes tomorrow's film session a little more palatable, doesn't it?
Oh, indeed it does. Sometimes it helps you in the grading, because the coaches will look at it, and if it's a borderline play for you, if you won the game, you might get a plus in your column instead of a minus.
So for Los Angeles, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams are winners in their long-awaited return to L.A. as we say so long from Southern California.